I'd love to.
And then I think we're going. Great.
Smoochcast, episode 1.
The Smoochcast. Welcome to Talk to the Internet number 20?
Oh, no, I don't think we're there yet. We're in the high teens.
Are there, 1920? I don't know, one of those. Either way, we're sponsored by NordVPN.
Yes.
Go to nordvpn.com/talk2internet. Criken's favorite name.
To be fair, we might want to
rag on Criken because he prefers not to get ill day because
Lawrence and I, we're next to each other. Neither of us are sick.
We don't know that, Bruce.
I mean, you're right. We don't know that for sure.
The incubation period.
Yeah, we could be in the incubation window.
It's 5 days.
In fact,
right.
I went to a vape shop like 5 days ago, so.
Wait, what? You went to a vape shop?
I had to buy a new vape.
Did you buy a communal vape or something? What's the point?
Yeah, it's like a hookah, except it's a vape. You just hook it up to a car battery, and there's like 20 pipes off of it. It's more efficient that way. And it's communal. We're all practicing communal living right now, right?
No.
What?
It's the opposite.
Oh, he didn't get the memo.
Oh, no.
He did not get the memo. He's like Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Moved into a hostel, and he's like, all right, guys, time for some social distance.
I've been on my vape retreat. What's going on?
Yeah, he's just like Jared Leto. When
he just got back from the vape retreat. He doesn't know.
Did you guys hear about Big Brother in the UK where they're going to... Did they tell them already?
I think they did. I think they didn't they record it telling them?
Yeah, because they put it on live television where they're in the Big Brother
Germany,
house,
yeah.
and they had no idea it was Germany. They had no idea, and they said that they were going to broadcast them telling them what's going on.
That's so fucked up, but I want to see it.
I know, me too. I love that.
Fuck.
I love it.
How long would it
that's
take?
Such a unique scenario to have them live in their little bubble without knowing the world's ending around them, and then they burst that bubble. By the way, the show is canceled. Everyone is. You're the last people on Earth.
Yeah, seriously, it's almost like zombies.
But I mean, how long would it take for you to actually believe that? If you were in that situation and somebody told
I
you
wouldn't.
that?
Oh yeah, especially if it's a show, I wouldn't believe them for a long time.
I
would assume that it's part of the show.
Yeah, I would have to get on my phone and look at my internet and see the information there. And I think once I saw it like ubiquitous and spread across everything, then I'd be like, oh, damn, they're not messing with me. But I think in the room, if somebody just told me, they'd be like, yeah, fuck off, dude, whatever. I can hang, I know what's going on. I know the score. So
I think we all thought that. But then the nice thing, actually the really cool thing about what's happening right now is that everybody has to think of everyone else.
Yeah.
At least people in our age group, because, I mean, like, if you're my dad or my mom, I'm very worried for my dad and my mom. And I'm like, please stay home. Don't go anywhere or do anything. But for us, it's more about, like, yeah, if we get sick, we get sick. We're probably not going to die, most likely. But it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that we don't want to get anybody else sick. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's very rare that we get to actually, like, think about other people for a change.
Or are asked
Live
to.
selflessly.
Yeah, live
And then
selflessly.
most people don't.
Well, I mean, like, yeah.
Well, most is a strong word, but certainly there are examples of people defiantly expressing their freedoms in the wake of any recommendation to stay inside and away from people.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like us. Technically, we're still abiding by the guidelines. It was like groups of 5 or less or whatever.
It's 10 or less. Yeah,
10 or less.
Yeah, 10 or less. LA's outlawed 50 or less. So right now, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into the context of everything. It would be nice if you could just get a testing kit at a 7-Eleven or something, because I would like to know. Then like if I got tested and everyone around me got tested, then we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about these things. But
That's right. Criken, have you been tested?
No. You have to get approved to be tested.
Yeah, no, it's like a process.
You have to pay a lot of money, and it's...
Yeah, like, it's fucked up. Sorry for the word that I used. I didn't mean to take us that way with the
He got real close to the racial slur.
You're allowed to say the F word. I don't understand.
I'm allowed to say the F word?
Yes.
You told me before the stream that I'm not allowed to say the F word. I'm not allowed to say anything.
I think you misunderstood which F word.
Sponsorship with NordVPN.
Criken, there was a different F word you kept saying, and we said stop that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that was the other.
Yeah, I got confused.
Don't make us... Never mind.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say. Good, thanks, guys.
Oh, man. Hey, speaking of which, did anybody happen to watch the PS5 thing this morning?
No.
I was working. I heard it was surreal. Mark Cerny was just up lecturing it was like a college lecture or something.
I wish... So here, let me see if I can find the picture.
Yeah,
of it.
pull it up.
Criken, you should pull it up too, because It is hilarious. So what it is it's Mark Cerny standing at a podium.
Oh yeah, how's Edge on Chromium going for you?
Way better.
Yeah?
Like 100,000 times better. So let's see here. Mark Cerny PS5 conference.
It doesn't have as many flops, Bruce. It doesn't have as many flops.
Here, I want to see the. Oh man, I want to see the pictures. I wish they'd show pictures of it because it's just him.
I think I saw it. It's like he's like, yeah, there it is.
There it is. Yeah. So it's him. These superimposed people in front of him.
Oh, those aren't real?
I don't. Are they?
They are kind of like kinked, like stock photography people.
Well, they didn't move at all because I watched like 20 minutes of it.
They didn't move.
I mean, I never saw them move. And
oh no, they did move. They did.
Okay,
move.
all right.
I just saw a guy touch his hand.
I wasn't sure if it was real or not because
I mean, it could just be stock footage of people.
It was so.
It definitely looks green screen.
It was so weird. It was so weird because and then he stood up there and he didn't talk about the PlayStation 5. He talked about the like deep specs of the PlayStation. Like
that's what he does.
Way down. Deep
I mean, he's
into
he's the architect of the entire system.
No, that's cool, but also it was
cool?
really fucking boring.
No, it's not cool.
No, yeah, it was.
It's nerdy.
He's right.
I hate it.
It was. Look, I really liked that nerd shit, and I was watching it, and I was bored out of my skull.
Yeah,
So-
I kind of need to go back and watch it, but I don't know. Like Xbox just unleashed all their Series X stuff, and a lot of the spec talk, and especially through Digital Foundry, maybe some of that stuff was in the weeds. But at least they had a vision of what all that power and all that technology was going to do. I feel like PS5 came out with weaker specs. It's got a bigger like I/O throughput for like loading and stuff like that. That's the big thing with the PS5 is how fat the pipes are inside.
Right there.
But yeah, look at that fat pipe.
Crazy. I'm cutting through this too. It's like,
It's so boring.
although really, it feels so odd.
it's
This is like
so
a boardroom meeting
it's so boring.
presentation.
It's the most boring thing.
So here's the thing, though, and this is something that, I spent last night watching down all of Digital Foundry's coverage of Series X, is that they have a, like, dedicated, decompression unit inside of their I/O pipeline. So that's kind of the thing that takes the most time or occupies a lot of CPU stuff. Is that you have compressed data sitting on a hard drive, you have to uncompress it and put it in RAM, and either you need a big pipe to leave it uncompressed so you can move it back and forth quickly, or you need a lot of horsepower to decompress it on the fly. So what's cool about the Series X is that it seems to have dedicated hardware to decompress data. So that might mean that its effective data throughput is on par with the PS5. It just depends on how it's done.
Got it.
I don't know. It is a lot of really cool tech. The
yes.
PS5 has some cool stuff too, but
I mean, it's super cool, and we're at a point now where like all this stuff they were, in my opinion, they were doing for the other like PlayStation 4 and 3 and 2 or whatever. You just didn't know about it, and now we know about it.
the emotion engine.
I mean, like I'm sure there was all sorts of really cool architecture stuff.
Cell?
They could have explained to us, but
7 cores.
the problem is that they sold that event as like I saw a bunch of people being like, "You gonna watch the PlayStation 5 reveal event?"
Like direct to consumer
and,
type thing.
And I was like, I don't know that's what. And they're like, no, I do. And then I went and watched this morning. I was like, that is not what this is. It was nowhere near a PlayStation 5 reveal event. It was like, people were saying it was meant for GDC, and that's exactly exactly what it was for.
Really
It was for developers. Yeah.
So
okay.
it's
Yeah.
so like unless you're really, really, really down deep into that stuff and you want to go watch it, it doesn't show anything. There's
That's so hard to hear. I think this is like kind of hitting on the thing I'm really passionate about, which is like I really wish the whole process of game development, console development, games industry could be opened up to people in like a more accessible way. And this is like an attempt at that almost.
Sure.
But done with like absolutely no like shortcuts or layman terms or like, finding a middle ground. It's like, here is what I would tell an expert in my industry. Let me just tell this to everyone. And then if people find it interesting, great. It's like, okay, that works to some degree, but if there's so much public anticipation for your product already, you kind of have to, taper your message in a way that it'll hit the kind
the
of
general populace is
the flow with everyone. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was 650,000 concurrents we're watching this
I
morning.
mean, did they
What?
did they need to temper their message?
They did, because literally everybody in chat was boring.
Well, yeah,
I mean, for like 20 minutes.
already, that's usually chat.
Well,
but like, how much did they maintain of that massive viewer?
that I don't.
That's a lot.
That I don't know. I think I watched for like I said, like 15 minutes, and it was around that, and I tuned out.
2.1 million views on YouTube after 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, like again,
Damn.
it was it. But I guess the important thing is there was no news. It didn't matter. So nobody was like coming out of it being like, "Whoa, cool."
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest headline I saw was the backwards compatibility bit, which even that was not super specific. It was like, what, 100 of the top PS4 games will work on PS5?
They said almost all of the 100 top PS4 games.
So it's even more generic.
They said
than I
they
thought.
said almost all.
All right.
I
Okay.
remember him saying that. I went, "What? Almost all?" He didn't say the number of them. I was like, "Come on, I don't want to."
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is I think a really good example of like this is a company trying to move a presentation they would normally do at a conference to online, but not messaging it well, and so it's this is like skipping the whole E4 E4 all thing where E3 opens up to the public. This is like, we're gonna take a presentation and not only open it to the public, but open it to the digital public, which is like nth degree more accessible and lower barrier of entry than people that are physically there at E3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, so should they have not allowed widespread access to this talk?
No, it's fine that
Because
they did.
if it's not for the broad audience, and they're just like, well, whatever, let the broad audience see it, and then it's being discussed as a misstep or like a bad PR move, what should they have done? Should they have just not put it out there? I don't know. More information is
it got
usually
a
good.
ton of attention, which is good,
Yeah.
but it's like, I think if they were to give it more of a, like if they were to frame it as, hey, this is our spec talk, this is our deep dive into the PS4 specs, more information on the content coming shortly, that might have gone over better, as opposed to like just flat out GDC presentation to the general public.
Well, that was. I mean, I rarely say this, but they could have used better marketing. Generally, like, I kind of think marketing is kind of like whatever. It's like you don't notice it when it's really good, but you notice it when it's bad. And this was kind of that. Like, if they had come out and been like, "Hey, this is a GDC talk. It's like super deep into the specs. It's not going to show any games." If they had said that sort of out front of this in a tweet or whatever from Sony, then I think maybe at least managing expectations versus people being like, "Oh my gosh, PS5 stuff," then that may have helped. Because I know when I tuned in, I was like expecting to see some cool stuff and didn't see any cool stuff.
That makes sense. So yeah, there were no tech demos. There was no gameplay of anything.
Like I said, I watched about 15 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't watch the whole thing because I got so fucking bored.
Yeah, I got to put it on in the background.
But I don't know. I mean, I probably chat could tell me better. If did anybody watch? How long was it? First of all, was it an hour? I mean,
How long was
because I mean, like, I really I tried to power through it and I couldn't.
Oh, also side question: did any of those 50 minutes? Okay, 55. Did any of those people in the front, were they typing on laptops or doing any work?
I don't know.
Or were they just sort of milling around?
They looked fake to me.
So they were probably
they do look fake.
Yeah.
green screened audience. So yeah, it seems like they had this talk planned for GDC. They're like, well, let's stream it, and then they're like, what is it? Just going to be Mark in an empty room? And they're like, well, no, we can have a fake conference. I love reimagining how that conversation must have gone in my head.
Being a fly in the wall in those boardrooms where they're like, just, I don't know, get Phil to put in a couple of heads.
Yeah.
And every once in a while make them scratch, their chin. And they're like, all right, yeah, that works.
Well, I'm sure that's what they said because they were like, well, it looks so empty. They're like, I don't know, put some people in front of them.
Yeah.
And then they did, and it looked even weirder. So,
And then there's that like perfect gap where the podium just comes up. Yeah.
oh, thank God! All right, I wasn't the only one that thought they
Looks
were
like a
fake.
PlayStation 2 level, kind of. That's it. That's all.
You're right. It was weird, and so I was actually excited to talk about it on this podcast. It was like, oh right, new Sony stuff, and then I watched it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why would they do this? But whatever. I'm sure that they're going to do their own big, press show, whatever, in a month or two when the quarantine is not as bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hopefully they've learned a couple things from this one. I mean, insane views. I don't know if I've heard of a reveal getting that level of
yeah.
viewership. I mean, I guess it's because everyone's at home, really, but like, still, that's I don't know.
Well,
that's very funny to me.
I guess they still have yet to really do any kind of media blowout on PS5,
They do.
which is probably why this is getting all the views. They had that stupid Wired article, which I'm like, what? In what was it, 2019? Why would they debut it in Wired, a blog?
It was really weird. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like so far, all I can tell myself is that the actual marketing campaign for PS5 hasn't started yet.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And if it has, that's weird. Then I feel like that Sony, I don't know, they started doing State of Play, which is something, but I feel like they've never been very good about communicating directly with their game buying audience.
Yeah. In what world I never would imagine Nintendo being better at that than Sony.
Yeah.
Like the Nintendo Direct has become really well streamlined and effective. And I don't know. I never thought of them as a web savvy company. So that's funny.
It is weird. I mean, like I thought they did a really good job with the PS4 reveal, like way back. That seemed to be a huge hit with everybody in the public, especially with like the whole sharing games thing and
that was well done. It was the PS3 that was like the $590 US.
Wow,
right?
that was what a terrible time for Sony.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was great. That was really great. And what was it? Ridge Racer?
Oh yeah,
Ridge Racer
on the PSP. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Some of my favorite old videos from old YouTube are like the cringe compilations of like early E3.
Mm-hmm.
Man, E3 used to be special because it was E3 has long since become specifically for consumers. So like us, it's flashy. There's game trailers. There's celebrity announced. Like in 2006 or 2005, I think, when the PS3 was announced, it was still kind of for like marketers and retail partners. So they would have these long, boring ass graphs about their market penetration and like how many users they have, and it was a ton of business speak. And to a degree, like a lot of people were used to sort of sitting through all that stuff, and it just got slowly phased out to the point where they don't even really mention their like market position or sales numbers anymore. But
that's all behind closed doors at this point.
Yeah.
We don't get the Ridge Racers anymore. That's all. That's all in a private meeting room.
Or like the Konami press conference with Jamie Kennedy hosting. There was some amazing meltdowns in years past. Everyone got too good at it. That's the frustrating thing. Everyone got good at live producing and learning from their mistakes. Lame.
I think that's why it's refreshing to have, like in last year, the big splash was that cute Japanese developer.
Oh yeah.
Was like so nervous but excited, and like that passion is like what people are looking for in these presentations, and it's so often just corporate suits kind of doing the buzzwords and like practically like hitting all their points with their freaking
Criken.
I don't know.
Criken, you forgot about Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah,
Keanu Reeves, dog.
They both stole the show. It was them.
Yeah, it was them. You're right.
You look on Twitter, that's all you see for miles.
And that's bad news because we're not getting Keanu Reeves this year, or maybe we'll get him digitally. Whatever. That's not as cool.
I mean,
that's not
we're going to get him digitally forever once Cyberpunk comes out. Isn't that right?
That's right. He's going to be in all of our heads.
You forgot Lawrence's name?
That's okay. You're confusing me with Keanu Reeves.
That was it. Thank you.
I understand. I watched Johnny Mnemonic again last night. Wow, that movie's a gift. Sorry, brief aside.
I've never seen it.
What?
No, never seen it.
What?
No, it was basically a C or D tier movie when it came out.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it.
And it's even worse than that now. It's amazing. Bruce, you should watch it.
I mean, I'm not going to.
He's got to carry 320 gigs in his head. That's a lot of data.
That's it?
Yeah. Oh. It was 95, man. That seemed like a lot.
That's like as much as a Call of Duty Warzone install.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's like, I got Call of Duty in my brain. Yeah, it has Ice-T in it. That's important. It has Henry Rollins in it. Basically all the heavy hitters.
Very important. Very important.
Can we talk about underrated movies? Because I recently, during my social distancing...
It's a Scooby-Doo movie, isn't it?
No, I will. Don't test me. I will watch Cyber Chase 5 times in a row.
We know you will. That's stupid.
I started rewatching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh, those are trash.
Lord.
The first one...
What?
The first one and the second one are not bad. But the third is...
The third is great.
The third is awful. Trash. It's 3 hours.
I walked out of the theater with mild depression.
Me too. 3 hours of trash.
Excuse me.
I felt that way after the Da Vinci Code and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake and Pirates of the Caribbean 3. I just sort of stumbled out into the daylight and genuinely didn't know what to do with my life for a little bit. Holy crap, 3 is awful.
3's terrible.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, wait, hold on.
4th is bad.
Yes, the 4th is bad.
Best.
What about the 5th?
1st is second best.
What about the 5th?
3rd. I never watched the 4th and the 5th, actually.
Oh, well, wait a minute. So which ones?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, which ones did you watch?
I've heard the 4th is bad. I watched 2 and 3. I already know 1 is good. I loved the second one's, I think, the best one. Just because, like,
Not a bad movie. Yeah.
Which one was the second
how
one?
it's all composed together.
don't-
That's the Dead Man's Chest.
Oh, there we go. I don't remember the subtitle. Dead Man's Chest.
It's the one.
Dead Man's Chest is
with the
3.
plot.
Dead Man's Chest is 3.
Hey,
isn't
that's
it?
when they bounce around on the orb at the beginning with
You're
all the
big wrong.
like savages.
I literally just watched them. It's Dead Man's Chest and then World's End.
3 has
Oh,
all
that's
the
right,
crabs,
World's End.
and then like the Nega universe and Chow Yun Fat for
Holy
some
shit,
reason.
it's fucking garbage.
Yeah, no, Pirates 3 is just a nightmare.
Okay, we'll forget about.
Remember when he's walking
your-
down the boat and it's exploding in slow motion and you're supposed to give any kind of shit about anything that's happening?
Remember when they get married while they're going down a
It's the
whirlpool at World's End? Do you remember
Remember when
that?
they're in the
What are you
whirlpool
talking
and you
about?
can't
It's a
tell
fucking
who
pirate movie.
who was
of course
where?
it's gonna be over the top.
What do you mean it's a pirate movie?
You guys not enjoy anything.
Why do they have to get
Enjoy it.
married? By the way, Lawrence genuinely enjoys most
they
of
do
this
their
kind of
own
stuff.
I love
It's
trash.
fine.
The problem is it took itself seriously. Like it wanted you to care about.
it didn't.
It absolutely
It really
did.
didn't.
They spent way too much time wanting you to care about any of these characters, and they're all
What are you
garbage.
talking about?
Yeah, the first act of the movie is trying to save Johnny Depp, and you don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
He's like on an island. You don't know what's going on. They don't establish any stakes. You don't know what anyone's doing. And
I
it's
will say the original saving is a little confusing, but I think the way like all of their motivations and loyalties are constantly shifting, I think is done pretty well. I think it's done in like a really good, like, you know, who are you gonna trust?
If you were here-
like, constantly, which side are they playing for?
If you were here, Lawrence and I just looked at each other. We glanced at each other very briefly. We exchanged a look because
I'm glad I'm not there.
we're worried about-
If I was there, I would leave.
We're-
okay,
we're worried
So
about
guess
you.
What?
I'd cough on you. I shouldn't joke about that.
So, by the way, so here's the thing. This is the problem with social distancing, is because then Criken's at home alone watching these movies,
Yeah, and
thinking
feeling
that
good
they're
about
good.
himself.
Yeah, thinking that they're good. And if somebody else was there, anyone else,
Yeah, we correct this situation.
literally anybody else, a robot even, would have been like, "Hey, man, this movie's not very good."
Your Alexa starts piping up. Criken, you got to stop.
I can sense you're enjoying this movie. Just a reminder,
Yeah.
it has a 3 on Rotten Tomatoes.
You should stop.
Did not like it.
No, you know
Not
what?
allowed to like bad things.
Yeah, Criken, you're allowed to. You can like it as much as you want. You watch At World's
Look,
End over and over
I
and
can,
over.
I can understand. I can understand the third one not being fantastic. The second one
It's good.
is one of the best action films I've ever seen. I think it is. It has everything, and I will defend it till the end of my days. I personally love Pirates. I love Kraken.
I love Pirates.
The music is fantastic.
I love Pirates.
The acting is incredible.
Well, so
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones is
Best
cool.
villain.
there.
Yeah.
Criken, you mentioned.
What do you mean? Of course he's the best villain, dude. He's got fucking tentacle beard.
Yeah.
He talks. He got the best accent. You know, yeah. Jack Sparrow.
That's a good impression. Not bad at all.
It's because I just watched it and I soak up good impressions.
Criken,
He's got a great melody.
I have a theory, and perhaps you may have said it out loud already. I just want to zero in on it. Do you just straight up like pirates in general?
Yes.
Okay.
He does. Yeah.
So, would you acknowledge then that you're coming into these movies with a predisposition
That's right.
to enjoy these piles of trash because they have pirates in them?
Let me counter that with another question for you, Lawrence. Do you
Just
think
have-
you enjoy sci-fi?
I was about to say you need to, if you link this to Johnny Mnemonic, you have a touche situation in your hands. I do indeed, Criken. That is true.
And so do you think when you go to watch your Johnny Mnemonics and your fucking what is that
Jupiter
one with the
Ascending.
genetic code?
Oh,
Okay, thank you for filling that in for me. Gattaca. I don't know, your Gattaca.
I think Gattaca's supposed to be a pretty good movie. I've never seen it.
Gattaca's
It is-
legit great cinema.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Do you think you go into those and you have some predisposition where you want to like the movie that you start watching?
That's a great question. I've wondered about that. I'm trying to think of a movie I don't like, but that because there's a flying car or a laser gun, I'm like, yeah.
I like it.
Jupiter Ascending is a good example of that because that's total trash.
It is
I feel
absolutely
like you know
garbage.
that's trash, but you still sort of enjoy it.
I appreciate its craft. You can have well-made garbage, and then you can have poorly made garbage.
Yeah.
And Jupiter Ascending is exquisite trash.
All I'm saying is, as far as pirate movies go, I can't name a whole bunch off the top of my head that are like, wow, this really captures the spirit of pirates.
That's true. I agree. There are not many like that. You're
Yeah,
right.
Captain Jack Phillips. or
And
whatever.
the second and third, I mean, the first one really, the first and second Pirates of the Caribbean movies are, like, bar none, I think, some of the best pirate tones captured in a movie,
Yeah.
and they're dark. Like I was like, oh, this is a kid movie, right? And they hang kids in the third one, like at the beginning. They hang a kid.
What?
Yes.
When do they do? Why do they do that? Why do they do that?
Is this like the Savage Tribe on that weird planet?
Just a setup of villain, really. They're like, hey, the fucking British or the East India Company, they're bad, and here's why. They hang kids.
Why'd they?
And you're like,
why'd they hang?
wow.
Well, it's because they had to try harder to villainize them, because in the other movies all they did was represent like order and business,
Right.
As opposed to the freewheeling and
Yeah.
and lascivious nature of pirates who are propped up as the good guys. So you kind of have you've got a real moral problem on your hands, which means you have to start hanging children to remind the audience who the goods and the bad guys are.
Exactly.
Especially when you start humanizing your villains. So when it's like, you know what, Davy Jones, he's not so bad after all. And then it's like, okay, well now you start having a problem because you're cross-contaminating here.
I think they still walk that line fairly well, in that like none of the characters are like actually that good. They all do bad things, but
Well, you said they walked the line well. Meanwhile, they had to resort to having the villain hang a child to remind you who the bad guy is. So,
doesn't mean there's not heavy-handed examples to say that they're bad.
That's true. That's true.
Pirates are bad, but not that bad.
Also, that movie is 3 hours long,
Davy
right?
Jones is bad. Yeah, it is long. It's a long movie.
Holy fuck, dude. That's way too long for that movie. Way too long. There are not many movies that can survive 3 hours, and Lord of the Rings are the only ones I can think of. Like, not even Star Wars.
Kingdom of Heaven.
I challenge you to
2001?
rewatch Dead Man's Chest.
I don't
Chest.
wanna.
I'm not going to, but I do know that it is good. I remember
Homework. Everyone listening to this podcast is to rewatch Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, sponsored by NordVPN.
I remember that
It's not available in your region. Perhaps NordVPN can help. Sorry, it's too early. It's too early.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're not to the ad read yet. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad.
So here we go. Saracen's Lament says, if Lawrence liked Ready Player One, the movie, then he really likes sci-fi trash just because it's sci-fi. I didn't like it because of any of the sci-fi trappings, if that makes any sense. It just had the very palatable, vanilla, Spielberg-esque vibe about it.
It did, yeah.
Like, it was paced well. Like, I don't know.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not bad, but it was incredibly forgettable.
Yes,
So
yeah.
Incredible.
No, he's totally right, because I forgot about it immediately after I saw it.
I walked out.
I was drunk and I didn't remember any of it as I was watching.
Damn, I should have been drunk. Yeah, I did not walk out of the theater in a depressed and... No, I was going to joke about being suicidal, but I shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
I didn't walk out of the theater with like my cheeks sunken in. I walked out and a little puff of gas came out of my ears.
Yeah.
And then the entire experience fell out of my brain.
That's right.
That's it. Just a little pressure let off, and my life continued exactly as before. I did not learn anything. I was not enriched in any way. But 90 minutes had fallen out of my lifespan, so...
90, I think it's 2 hours. I think it's a lot longer than 90 minutes.
That's right, because there's this whole bolted-on chunk at the end.
I'm pretty sure it's
where
long.
the story's resolved, the villain's defeated, and then it's like, oh, extra innings. And I'm like, why is this in the movie at all?
Because he had to get his money. Remember?
He had to, like, get in his-
$1 trillion or
He had
whatever.
to get in his tech bus and drive to the stack.
He had to get his money to then take over the Google of that universe or whatever. Whatever. I barely remember it. I know that, and I know the book is... I've heard the book is okay. I've never read the book.
I've heard the book is awful, which makes me want to read it.
Yeah, I'd like to read it as well, actually. I don't know. It's a very Spielberg movie. It's a J.J. Abrams film.
Yep.
It's the same. I mean, like, they're both really good at making a movie you like when you watch it. And then, hopefully that didn't go down. And then as soon as you walk out, you go, wait a minute. You think about it and you go, that didn't make any sense. And then you never think about it again.
I've been thinking about Mission Impossible 3 a lot lately. Remember that one scene where he goes to rescue his student? And then she's like, do you have any bullets left? And he's like, got enough. And he goes, bang! Shoots the guy in one bullet. He's like, now I'm out. Cool line.
I think I do remember that.
There's a whole like preliminary action sequence where he goes to rescue his protege.
I think I know what you're talking
That's
about.
very strange. It doesn't really match the rest of the tone of the movie because there's like, you've got was it Ving Rhames in a bus controlling turrets with 2 trackballs?
He's the tech guy, yeah.
But if they have that, why does Tom Cruise have to do anything? They could just put those things up and bzzz.
I don't know. Well, none of the Mission Impossibles make sense after one. Even one is like
Even one's a little chunky.
kind of a stretch, but one is actually felt like a spy movie. 2, 3, they're all after that they're actually.
Oh,
films.
two is gorgeous. Two is on its own planet, and I love it for that.
Oh man, it's a nightmare.
I'm thinking about 2 now. There's a part where Tom Cruise is sprinting at a guy. He like pop, boom, knocks him down, And then he could just step on him or like whatever, but he does a front flip and then like axe kicks him on the ground.
Have you ever seen Mission Impossible 2, Criken?
No.
Did you have to unmute your mic?
Yeah, he had to unmute us just to.
He doesn't want us to hear all his racial slurs.
I wish I could mute in person. That'd be so much easier.
It's called murder, Criken.
You guys are just going off on your tangents about nerd shit while I'm thinking about pirates, and I can just.
You gotta, hey man,
my ears.
we followed you through Pirates. We made fun of you a lot, but we followed you.
We did.
You gotta
follow through.
It's gotta go both
it's
ways.
2-on-1 now.
That's fair.
It's 2-on-1. What am I supposed to say? You guys are both wrong. You're liking things that aren't as good as the things I like.
I rolled over. I
You
exposed
effing-
my soft belly with Johnny Mnemonic, and
That's right, he did.
you chose not to go in on me. I gave you plenty of ammunition.
I don't know if I've watched that nerd shit. Oh wait,
It's not nerd shit. Mission
It's
Impossible.
written by William Gibson.
Also, Mission Impossible 2 is like the quintessential action film.
Kind of is.
For
I'm
like,
talking about Johnny Mnemonic, not
oh,
this.
I've never seen that, Criken. I think that's garbage too. Come on. I would have sided with you on that one.
Is that? Oh, it is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Yes.
dog. He is. It is the most cyberpunk. Like Keanu Reeves might be the lead in
yeah.
the most cyberpunk shit, but 90s
gonna get
cyberpunk
picked.
is special because they have all these visions of like an internet that you could slip into and it's VR
It's
and wow,
terrible.
it's transformed our
Yeah.
society. But also they still have fax machines and newspapers and like it's still a very analog society.
It's all trash.
Yeah. It's great. There's screens
yeah.
on everything. That's the future. Screens. It's 90s, but there's screens everywhere.
It looks shockingly accurate. I'm looking at like an Oculus. I'm looking at a Vive in their designs.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at the index with the hand controls.
Exactly.
They managed to capture all of VR.
They were way ahead of their time. And
He does a lot of finger guns when he's
cared.
VRing, and then a lot of like there's sequences of him like moving digital boxes around a lot, and then opening them and closing them and moving them. It's great. It's great. They got there way before Minority Report.
Those movies are like you said, William Gibson. They're written by people who think they're really, really smart, and actually are genuinely very, very smart, but do not know how to write a film or a narrative. So, like, they can do it.
Yeah.
They can put it down on paper, but it's not going to be interesting or exciting. And then some filmmaker will take it and be like, "Oh, this is going to be a great action film," and that does not vibe with what they wrote. It's all bad. It's all the way around bad.
Yep,
But
that's exactly right.
Fun stories. I mean, it's like Philip K. Dick stuff. Like, I still think it's amazing that Blade Runner turned out the way it did. So, same with 2049. Actually, I think both those films are completely rare for the actual short story that it came from. Because have you read you've read the short story, right?
Yeah, do Android Stream of Electric.
Because I like the short story, but it's like
It's nowhere near the movie.
yeah, no, not at all.
And it doesn't have any of like so much of Blade Runner was just the I guess you saw some of it in 79's Alien. But like that depiction of the future
Yeah.
and the vibe of it and the soundtrack by Vangelis and like it created such a mystique that absolutely wasn't in the short story at all.
Yep.
Yeah, Blade Runner's so good.
Anyways, Criken, sorry, we know you're muted again.
Do you like Blade Runner,
I
Criken?
know. I love Blade Runner.
Right, there we go. Now we found common ground. High fives all around.
I can see.
I can't physically high five you because of social distancing, but I have a digital high five emoji that I prepared that I'm going to post in chat.
You're gonna put it in chat? Hold on, let me see here. Can I show this chat? Did you post it?
There you go.
Where'd you post it? Which chat?
It's in your chat.
My chat? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's a boon emote.
you said you prepared it.
Yeah, you said you made
Well,
it.
I mean,
you lied.
I prepared it by subscribing to Boone.
Yeah, actually can't poke holes in that. He's right.
Remember, we can see when you mute yourself. We know when you're done talking to us.
Damn it.
Don't try doing work while talking on this. But this podcast is
Hey.
also work, Criken.
I know. I have a curse of multitasking.
Yeah.
But isn't it?
You can see his eyes
aren't
like
I not?
shift.
Yeah, shifting away.
I do too, dude. By the way, I get on calls and I start like writing other scripts and I'll be like reading other emails.
I have
and
to
stuff.
pull myself
It's a
away
bad
from it.
habit.
Yeah.
I have to stop
It's
it.
a very
yeah.
bad habit. It's a very bad habit.
The thing is, do we not agree that I am in the spirit of this podcast out of all of us?
What?
By nature of the fact that I am beaming live directly to you from the internet, as opposed to contaminating the meat space with you there physically.
I mean, to be fair, I did just watch Johnny Mnemonic.
So
I assume that's what you do with your fucking morning coffee. You open up your little
He's right.
crusted over sleepy eyes.
Yeah.
You rub them.
Palm slap my Johnny
play.
Mnemonic VHS into my player.
Yeah.
Fire up
You
the
have to,
CRT.
hit it a couple times,
Yeah, I gotta
and then it
whoosh.
flickers on, and you don't actually wake up fully until you hear that the opening soundtrack, and then you
The text crawl telling you about the future of 2142 or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got you all beat. I was watching Mark Cerny talk about the PlayStation
He's right,
5
he's
GPU and CPU this morning in my bed on my phone, falling asleep to it. I was like, this is so fucking
Touché.
stupid. I was like, why would they ever
What
show
time
this?
was it? What was it? broadcast?
I was watching it at was it 9:45? 9:45 in the morning? Because I think it was at 9 is when they had started broadcasting, 9 a.m. Pacific. Because I thought people were going to be streaming it and doing reactions to it. And then I turned around, I was like, oh boy, no, never mind.
Oh my god, if I had woken up in time to stream a live reaction of that, and it's just the same face for the entire time, not making any sort of physical reaction. You just take a picture of yourself,
Yeah.
You could have gotten so much
stream.
work done.
Yeah. Oh my god, I could just leave that image on over the stream and then do everything else I need to do for the day.
It's like
over that hour.
It's like looping a security camera, to fool a bunch of people.
Like
that are
in Mission
watching it.
Impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Remember in Mission Impossible 3 when
No,
Tom
I
Cruise
don't.
climbed the wall of the Vatican?
I don't
And then
remember
he
any of
rolled
those
into a
things.
security camera, and then he took a photo of where the camera was looking, put on a little clip, and then put a picture there, and then went down the wall and immediately changed clothes. So the security camera didn't matter. There's a whole sequence of him putting a photo in front of a security camera.
Criken, you remember that?
It's not even pointing at where he's going.
you remember
That whole
that, Criken?
sequence means nothing.
You remember that?
And he even has to use a little laser pointer to see how far away the ground is, and he goes,
Remember that,
and then
Criken?
stops right in front of the ground.
I don't remember
No,
that.
you don't. Okay, all right. Well, I was just checking.
Hey, we've been talking about a lot of trash candy movies lately. Just little popcorn poppers. We just kind of turn on.
Right.
We just kind of our eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
What's some nice, hard-hitting social commentary and or art films that you guys appreciate recently?
Oh, no.
Ready, Lawrence, go.
I mean, Parasite's the easy pick.
That was what I was gonna say. It's what everyone would say because it won Best Picture.
I said it was the easy pick, didn't I?
And pick something better.
The Marriage Story?
I haven't seen Marriage Story. I hear it's good though.
It's
I haven't seen it
it's
either.
a rough watch.
I'd like to see it. I actually really like. I assume you and I would probably identify with it the most.
It's bad to see relationships slowly self-destruct and turn outright toxic. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts to see that. It's accurate. I'll say that. Let me think. Oh, I watched all of Love Is Blind. Does that count as a movie / social commentary?
I gotta watch that.
Oh, come on, Criken.
Look, I finished it. Okay.
Oh, wait, you can't make that sound. You finished it.
It was against my will. Okay. I finished it, and I have so many problems with it. But all right,
Problems.
whatever.
It's a reality.
What are your
Yes.
What are your problems with it?
It's a so manipulative. It's
Yeah,
such a
Obviously.
So, no, and I'm going to run with your point because you're absolutely right. Reality shows are already 100%
I know.
manipulative. So I thought it was brilliant because, if you prevent people from seeing each other, the human mind goes insane. And people were saying they were falling in love within days and stuff like that. It was fascinating how, and at least the gimmick was apparent. In most reality shows, the producers construct situations to make people fall in love or have relationships and stuff like that. And in that situation, I feel like that's worse because the manipulation is transparent. They try to present this like these people are actually falling in love and it's an organic relationship when actually it's totally fabricated. So Love Is Blind was fascinating because the gimmick of making people fall in love by not looking at each
really
other.
believed it?
Yeah, it was the whole structure of the show, and they really believed it. And you got to see the rise and fall of people. And I mean, I presume that you've seen this
that's
happen.
so fucked up. I know exactly what you're talking about. So basically, they instead of
It's like people cyber dating.
instead of concocting a love story in the editing bay and saying all right, we need to get these two to look like they're in love for the entire show, so that when eventually they kiss once, it's a huge payoff. Instead, from the onset, they're we need to convince these people that they are in love, and then give them the perfect scenario to further strengthen their belief they are in love by putting them on a romantic getaway and making everything perfect, so that then when they go to reality and things don't work out, that is where the drama is and we get our great clips.
So what's the premise of the show?
So people are they're like separated into groups or whatever, and they go on dates where they're in separate rooms and they can't see each other, but they can talk.
All right.
So essentially, like these people who are primed and hungry to be in a relationship meet each other in ways where they can't see each other, and they like, since you don't get the verbal cues and you don't get how people look, I feel like it was extremely similar to how people interact online, about how people can fall in love without really knowing that much about each other.
Yeah.
Because the human brain sort of fills in a lot of gaps, and you think the other person is just so amazing because you haven't.
Yeah, totally. It's like a dating chat room, but with the context that everyone that signed up for this show is basically agreeing that within the first week, if we find someone we like, we will marry them.
Yeah.
Like hands down. It's not like, oh, maybe we'll try dating and then like we'll just kind of take it slow.
So when do they see them?
They see them at like
after the first week, after you propose.
Yeah.
You have to propose to see them. And if you don't propose, you don't see them ever.
I thought the show would end there, but yeah, then like Criken said, then they go on like, after they propose, then they go on a romantic getaway with their fiance. And that's when they start interacting in real life and spending more time together.
Got it.
And that's where the fantasy starts to break down. And it's actually really fascinating to see people not only figure out their partner isn't what they thought that it was, but also their own feelings start to change and morph and realize that they were under kind of a spell.
And like the show, it fucking death marches them towards a wedding. That is 2 weeks away from when they first meet, and it's like, this is happening.
Yeah.
Are you going to be there or not? And like that is their entire thing, is like this forced pressure of you got to make up your mind. Is this your soulmate? Yes or no? And they like keep throwing things at you to reinforce that you should say yes. And then when they're like have any reservations, they like make that the fucking drama that they're drilling down. It's just so manipulative.
This is like what we've.
But
it's like what we've talked about so many times on so many different podcasts, especially Lawrence and I. We always talk about the potential. So, like a human will always really be excited about potential. It's the same with like PS5 and like releases of video games and movies, and everyone's always like so excited because they've never seen it. They don't know, so they're just like, oh, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. This PlayStation 5 console is gonna be the best console that has ever existed. The Star Wars Rise of Skywalker movie is gonna be the best Star Wars movie. It's gonna sum up all 40 movies, and you go watch it and you go, what the fuck? Wait a minute, this isn't at all what I thought. And this happens all the time. My best example is always horror films. If you can't see the monster, then it's generally the most scary. Like Blair Witch is still one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, because like you never see it. You never see what is actually doing the killing or like the haunting. And I feel like that's always the best example of this sort of phenomenon. That's why I feel like that's why Love is Blind works, because when you sit there to like I've done this before. I've been on the phone with like somebody that I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go on a date with them or be in a relationship with them. And the more you talk to them, the more you're like, yeah, all right, I'm into this. Like they're saying everything right. We're totally vibing. Where it's great. And then you meet her in person. You go, oh man. Well, the chemistry's not there, and like I don't like the way they smell, or I don't like the way they like. Wait, who knows? It could be anything. So there's a whole other level there that show obviously knows exists, and they're waiting, like you said, Criken, for the drama to unfold. So, genius.
Yeah,
genius.
I just appreciate that the manipulation is the cornerstone of the show, instead of occurring in the background of Criken, like you said, the editors and producers sort of working angles. At least it's upfront about being like, we are we're putting these people in a situation where they are being manipulated. Yeah, and they're going along with it.
The issue I have with the show is that they try to take it as like a non-biased third party in like how they're presenting these things. It's like if things are fucking up, it's because you, as the subject, are incapable of proving that love is blind. Like it is.
What, really?
They're acting. Yes, I swear to you. If you look at every time that the showrunners are interacting with the cast, it's coming at it from such a like. All we did was set up this experiment, and it's like if it's failing, that's on you. Got it. They are constantly reinforcing the rhetoric that it's an experiment. It is it's like a perfect scenario, and therefore, if anything isn't working, like that is your specific experience. And that's what really set me off. Like if it was a little more upfront about it, and like, but they don't treat it like it's a show. They keep reinforcing that it's a. They literally call it the experiment the entire time. In fact, I want to bet the original title for this was The Experiment. and they renamed it Love Is Blind afterwards because everyone in the show refers to it as The Experiment. And then afterwards they're like, oh, we can't really do that legally because it was not an experiment. We definitely manipulated it.
Well, Criken, does it alleviate any of your concern that the people who joined the show did so willingly and of their own free will? That they were volunteering to be part of the experiment?
People. There's always desperate people that want to like find love, and
what's wrong with that?
They also want to be on television too.
Oh, do you think it's taking advantage of people because of their desperation for companionship or to be on TV?
I think there are definitely some naive people in that show, and you can kind of tell from watching it where they're, they think this is their best bet, or they just want attention, and they're like on TV for attention. And both of those types of people, I don't generally like. Or I either don't like or I feel pity for, and I don't think they should be put through this ringer without their clear understanding what's happening to them. And I don't know.
That's interesting. That's far more compassionate because for me, when people are like borderline narcissistic, the types that they love on reality shows, to me, I'll admit, I get a perverse joy out of seeing people who...
So does everybody, by the way.
Yeah, no, this I consider as one of the cornerstones of the reality genre and shows like this, is that people who don't have the emotional awareness to know what they're getting into, then experience all the bad consequences of their impulsivity and their lack of emotional maturity. So for me, it is the emotional version of watching Cops, which I also love because that's also a visitation of people's bad decisions. It's just so intoxicating to see the universe correct itself, which is also why To Catch a Predator is like, it's I think divine food for people who need justice in their lives.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. I think the issue here is that the stakes are so much higher than most of the reality shows. Like, for most of them, Love Island, I guess I don't actually watch Love Island, but like you could go to this place, you have a really fucking crazy couple weeks, the internet knows you from a thing, and then you leave and like you can get on with your life and like you'll always be that guy that was on this thing, but like it's not going to define you. Versus like these people are actually getting married and then also like having their family meet everyone and be a part of the show.
Yeah.
Do they really?
Public.
They invite entire families out for the ceremonies, which
no.
And to make it worse, sorry to interrupt, Criken, but I'm hoping to support your point. Is that so? They do this whole ceremony. They have each person invite their entire families out, and some of the weddings, like some of the people know they're not going to go through with it, but they're trying to drive it to the do you say I do moment for maximum drama.
Oh my!
So I agree, it is a little crappy to wrap people's families into what is a dog
yeah,
show.
That's terrible.
They also like even if characters know, I'm calling them characters if they're not people because they feel like it. If they know they're going to say no, there's no way for them to like privately tell the person, hey, just so you know, outside the context of the show, like I'd love to see you, but like I don't want to get married on the show. They don't let you do that. Like based on what we've seen from the show, you have to go to that final moment at the altar and tell them to their face no for all the cameras. And that's like
there were couples that kept dating after they said no at the altar.
Also,
like,
actually, I think only one couple.
Criken, those people, they know what's coming up. I would say the producers have covered all of their bases and had them sign a 40-page document that tells them what they're going to do and when they're going to do it and how they're going to do it. I don't think that anything was sprung on them. So, and I'm not saying you shouldn't feel sympathy.
I'm not saying it was. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it was sprung on them. I would say after the first week or two, once shit started getting real, like you can almost see this on the show. I'd argue.
Yeah.
See, they're all like, "What the fuck have I signed up to? This is so fucked up. Like, I wish we could not have to do this." Like the pain of those last few episodes where everyone's like, "This is much more than I bargained for." Is like palpable. I get that it's so popular because it is the ultimate Schadenfreude, kind of like as you're describing, Lawrence, like reality show. Goodness, energy vampire like heaven, but it's like it's just it was hard to watch.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you should check it out.
We're plowing through the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now, and also Vanderpump Rules, which are amazing television shows in the worst possible way. But after that, we're gonna watch Love Is Blind for sure. I'm also you asked about artsy stuff, didn't you, Greg?
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite of artsy
stuff, and then we got to Love Is. He made a joke about Love Is Blind, and then here we are with
No. I mean, I think
angrily sips coffee.
I think Love Is Blind has societal ramifications to a degree.
Sure.
And the way that a lot of reality shows kind of, for better or worse, reflect the times we're in. Yeah, artsy stuff. Let me think.
I just finished the first season of Demon Slayer.
How is that?
Demon Slayer is pretty fucking cool, and actually, the art design is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like it's basically like I guess maybe like 1800s Japanese.
Ooh.
And it's really, really cool.
That's a really cool time period too.
It's not as good as My Hero in terms of a television show, but the show itself is beautiful.
Okay.
It was a beautiful, beautiful show. So that's something that is relatively artsy, even though it's anime.
I started watching Devs. Speaking of artsy,
I gotta watch that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was going to start that this week.
Yeah.
it's very Alex Garlandy in terms of directing, but like imagine a pretty typical TV drama, but with Alex Garland shots. So it's like
Okay. Yeah.
people are being dramatic. There's intrigue. There's things going on, but then also like there's a 6-minute slow motion sequence of a dude getting strangled to like opera music.
Okay.
And there's no reason for that aside from it's just Garland being Garland, which I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love his writing and I love his directing, but am I getting the name wrong? Alex Garfield?
No, it's Garland.
Garland. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Garfield is
Kind of
Spider-Man.
did.
Garfield's the cat that hates the Monday.
That's it.
Annihilation and
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. Yeah.
Ooh, it's an
Writer for Dread, yeah.
He's great. He's fantastic.
So those directing
was-
beats are all there, but the show itself, it's just like this feels like it's just like a kind of forgettable like tech thriller.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm hoping it grows into more, and it might. There's also just like I don't know. It's weird. Like some of the acting isn't really good. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe there will be like beat drops or plot drops later that really change everything. But for now, I'm just like, it's fun to watch. But when people talk, it kind of tanks. And then I wonder why I'm spending 8 minutes to watch a 2-minute scene. It feels like a movie, like a pretty dense movie that got stretched out into a TV series.
Got it.
I think that might be what it was.
Got it. I also just finished Hunters on Amazon.
Oh,
I was going to start watching that too. Is that good?
Hunters is really good. It starts off as kind of like a weird fictiony, almost like it's X-Men's the wrong word because they don't have supernatural powers, but it's like you put a bunch of people together that have different skills and then they hunt down Nazis, which is it's a really cool premise.
is it in the 40s?
No, it's in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh.
And it's a really interesting thing, but I think the best part of the show is that it calls attention to what actually things that actually happened in like Auschwitz, and it blows your fucking mind because it's like the shit that actually went down in those camps is insanity. It is insanity. So the show does a really good job of motivating you to want to watch the Nazis get killed, and then also there's lots of obviously fun like things that happen along the way, and then Al Pacino's amazing. So of course Al Pacino's amazing because he always is. But
So just to liken it to a more, I'm not even gonna finish that joke.
oh no.
I was gonna liken it to fucking pirates hanging the kid to set who the bad guy is.
Well, we know who the bad guys are.
Yeah, Nazis are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Not to the bad guys, just like the East India Trading Company from Pirates 3.
What? Regis in chat. One Regis said Bruce finds out about World War II. No, one Regis. I know about that stuff that happened, and the thing is that they show it.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Oh God.
They show what happens, and then you go, because I mean, it's not that far off. It's not that far off, and that's what's pretty amazing about it. So it's a really good show, regardless. So
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
it's long. Each one's an hour long, but and I think it's 10 episodes. So all right. Talk to the Internet is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN.com/talk2internet is our promo code. And if you guys don't know what a VPN is just basically a program you install on your computer. It's really, really easy through NordVPN.com. You drop it on, and it, for lack of a better word, hides your internet traffic so that you're not actually using your IP at home. You're using someone else's IP. Your traffic gets routed throughout the world to protect what you are what you're browsing or what you're doing on the internet, or if you're watching Netflix in a different region, that sort of thing. So NordVPN has 5,500 super fast servers in 60 countries. There's no data logging. You can, like I said, unlock Netflix and your favorite entertainment websites if you want to go through different regions with the VPN. They have 24/7 customer support, live chat, emails, that sort of thing. 30-day money-back guarantee. It works even in China, if you're in China, although I don't know if we have any listeners in China. Protects data while traveling or in public, like at airport or coffee shops. You can do up to 6 simultaneous connections. There's a CyberSec suite, which acts as an ad blocker, and double data encryption for increased anonymity. So they even have a NordVPN extension for Chrome or Firefox that will basically only hide your web browsing through their VPN. Doesn't hide all of your
So
internet.
for hot video games,
So-
keep that ping low.
That, yeah, I mean, yes, that's exactly. You can play games with your normal internet, then hide your browsing, because I know Lawrence does a lot of questionable browsing through Chrome.
I want them to know.
It's compatible with most operating systems, includes Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, Android. Unlimited bandwidth, IPsec security protocol, an automatic kill switch, and P2P.
IP6?
IPsec.
We figured it out.
IPsec. And P2P sharing is actually allowed. So if you guys want to use NordVPN, go to nordvpn.com/talk2internet. And it looks like you can use that code, talk2internet, to get 70% off a 3-year plan and an extra month for free. 70% off a 3-year plan and an extra month for free. So I think it ends up being like $350 a month.
That's a lot of percent.
Ends up being like $350 a month for 3 years. NordVPN.com/talk2internet. As I always say, if you want to support our podcast, the best way to do it is through those sorts of things. So I have a little banner below the Twitch video player on my channel. You can click that. That'll take you there. I have Nightbot putting links out there. Or you can look in the description of this video, and it will be there as well.
And if you're listening on audio, it'll be in the description of the audio, too.
There you go.
So wherever you go.
NordVPN.com/talk2internet. And that is the best way to support this show.
Network Paladin, I saw you mention this, and it's worth talking about.
It is, yeah.
They got hacked pretty recently.
Yeah, back in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, so that was something that we actually looked into before we decided to carry them as a sponsor.
We did.
And, all right, I get it. We're sponsored by them, so naturally we're going to, say nice things about them. But the situation, as we read it, is that it was one of the server farms that they partnered with had a data breach, but no personal information got compromised. And as soon as NordVPN was informed about it, they cut ties with that server farm. So...
Yep.
So it seems like they did the right thing, or as good of a thing as they could have done. It wasn't NordVPN that got compromised. It was a company that they had partnered with to provide services in a particular region of the world. That said, I tend to think, oh Jesus Christ, I know. For a security company, any kind of breach is kind of antithetical to what they're supposed to be about. But in situations like that, when you have, server farms all over the world, nothing is uncrackable. I think,
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I think in that situation, they responded quickly and authoritatively, and I don't know. It's like you can never promise 100% protection. You can promise 99.99, and I feel like that's still under the purview of that. Basically, the way they responded to it and the transparency that they shared with us. I mean, it's up to you to decide whether or not that actually is transparent. They could have prevented it, though. Well, if you think that, then you can carry on thinking it.
There is like Lawrence just said, anything made by humans can be cracked by humans.
Yeah.
And at its weakest point is where you end up cracking it. And sure, and I'm not saying that maybe they could have prevented it. Maybe they could have. I don't actually know. I'm gonna say that. Most of the time, if you say something is secure, it's about as secure as you think it is, which isn't 100%. Almost everything.
It's also a matter of being partnered with other companies. It's one thing to have complete control over your companies, everything they do, everything is taken care of on your side. But once you're working with a third party to make things easier, you relinquish some degree of control over how they run their system, and therefore stuff like that is possible. So it's a delicate thing, because once you start operating at scale to kind of meet the needs of all your customers, you're going to naturally take on a little bit more risk at working with like, third-party companies that have to be there to let you operate at scale.
It's funny because I was going to talk about this after this stream, but since it's brought up, this is in our email from NordVPN, just because we know you guys were asking about this, and that was something that we were when we did our first ad read, we had some feedback about it, and so we wrote back to the people that got us these ads, and we're like, hey, these are the concerns that people have. What does NordVPN have to say about it? And this was from NordVPN. So they said that there are no signs showing that any of our customers were affected or that their data was accessed by the malicious actor. And while being connected to the server, the hacker could only see what an ordinary ISP would see, but it could not have been personalized or linked to a particular user. The intruder managed to gain access to a single server we were renting. NordVPN was renting from a Finnish data center. So like we were saying, like Criken just said, they didn't have full control over all of their servers because they have 5,500 across 60 countries. And the server itself did not contain any user activity logs. None of our applications send user-created credentials for authentication, so usernames, passwords couldn't have been intercepted. So I could go on and on. They actually gave us a very long statement about that. And it's just something that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew we were looking into.
Yeah.
And then try to do some research on it.
Yeah.
So.
And not taking sponsorships lightly, just kind of making sure that whoever we work with, is a good company at heart. And I think based on our communications with them, we have no reason to believe otherwise.
They've been very transparent with us.
Well, thank you for bringing it up, Network Paladin. I don't want to make it sound like we're being overly defensive, because certainly it's worth knowing about, especially if it's a security company. You should know what their record is regarding security.
Oh, jeez.
Luckily, I have a new energy drink sponsor with the cleanest record out there.
It's because they don't have a record.
It's the cleanest drink
of
all. I have maybe been going a little too hard in the paint, Bruce. In the past.
Oh, you mean from the other ones that had like 350 milligrams of caffeine?
Maybe a little too much. I thought I could motivate my audience to living as extreme as I do, but they can't. And maybe it was wrong of me to assume that they might be able to. So instead, I have something maybe much more palatable for everyone this week. It is Limitless.
Like the television show in the movie.
Exactly. Bradley Cooper's Limitless beverage. This is lightly caffeinated cucumber pear sparkling water.
It's actually not Bradley Cooper's drink, by the way. We should be clear.
Yeah, but it could be. I mean, nothing in the can says it's not. The caffeine is derived from coffee beans.
Okay.
It has as much caffeine as a can of soda.
All right.
So it's nice and light for you. Carbonated to perfection. You ever had a perfectly carbonated drink?
No, I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm about to. Reverse osmosis water.
This is not a real sponsorship.
It's not directly osmosis.
Real. This isn't real.
It's inverted. As savvy consumers, that's me. We have driven a newfound focus on clean living over the past 20 years. They've been around for... Did you know that Limitless, the movie and TV series, was a soda first?
No, I didn't know that.
A caffeinated beverage?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we demand the same amount of purity from everyone's favorite pick-me-up, caffeine? Limitless, and there's a little R there, finds the cleanest caffeine sources in the world and delivers them to you in its most pure form. Nothing artificial and nothing you can't pronounce.
Criken, have you ever had a perfectly carbonated beverage?
Now that you mention it, I don't think I have. I've always felt it's either wanting in carbonation or excessively carbonated. Please describe the bubble mouthfeel.
I'd love to.
He's going to do it right now. He's going to drink it.
Love to.
This is, again, not a real sponsor.
Thanks for the future money.
Not Limitless. A real sponsor.
My bank account's going to be Limitless after this.
And? Doesn't it just taste like LaCroix?
That's the exclamation of satisfaction.
Yeah, that's the sound of refreshment. Perfect carbonation. It's extremely bubbly. It does taste like cucumber.
Excessively bubbly. You knew the perfect amount was too much. Just a balloon.
I was mostly just thirsty, so I wanted the water. So thank you, Limitless, for water and some shit in it.
And some caffeine.
Carbonated reverse osmosis water. Natural flavors, caffeine derived from coffee beans, which is apparently, the cleanest caffeine source.
I didn't know that.
That's what it says on the can.
I got to start drinking coffee.
Just start chomping on dried coffee beans, dude.
You can do that. You can eat them.
Yeah, they're actually pretty great. Have you ever had chocolate covered coffee beans?
I have.
Yeah,
they're great.
Stuff.
They're fantastic.
Good stuff. Anyway, thanks for the sponsorship.
We don't have a sponsorship from them.
Soon to be sponsored.
Yeah, we do not have a sponsorship.
Let me check my email. I'm sure they're...
Yeah, check your email.
I'm sure they're in there. Hold on.
Criken, why don't you check your email, see if there's a sponsorship there too? For
See,
Limitless.
we got work
Oh, yeah,
email.
I'm checking quick.
Yeah, let me.
Nothing in the work email. They probably sent it to me.
I'm gonna check my email too.
Oh, nothing
No,
in the
there's
personal
none.
email.
It didn't have any.
Oh, that's
I got a Raid Shadow Legend sponsor.
I actually did get that
Nice,
as well.
bros.
Yeah.
I did a raid, and I'm still getting emails from other PR companies about raid. How do they have that much money?
I don't
mean-
know.
I mean, so, like, no joke, I actually kind of like Raid Shadow Legends. It's exactly like Marvel Strike Force or Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
It's exactly
All
that.
right, save it for the sponsored stream.
I mean, this whole thing is now at this point we're this is an entirely sponsored stream.
It's a podcast. What else is it supposed to be?
We started with a real sponsor.
We talked about some vapid movies, and now we're plugging shit. This is 99% of them.
right.
What, should we talk about somebody who got killed? Like,
yeah, my murder. Yeah.
Allison was a normal girl until she got killed. Welcome to 20 parts about some dude who got accused of it, but maybe didn't do it. And then ding 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 ding.
making-
Like you
Let's see.
need calm contemplative music.
It's really easy.
Vlad emailed me about a sponsorship from the agency Bads,
Wait, is that real?
which I've never heard of. Yeah, Vlad. Vlad said he got
I
something.
get an email every day since I played Escape from Tarkov, or I played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Every day from a website that I can't pronounce. I think it's just all vowels in the URL, and they want me to sell Escape from Tarkov rubles, the currency in game.
Oh.
Wait, what?
They want me to
So you just hype the idea of the rubles?
in game,
Uh,
but I don't know how much they're going to pay me for it.
so wait, so you play Tarkov,
That's right.
and while you're playing Tarkov, you're like, hey everyone, buy some rubles.
From this website.
Oh!
Oh, it's like a gold mining, like gold farming.
Right.
kind of.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. What does in-game currency do in Tarkov?
In game, you can buy like different weapons and shit like that. So,
Oh, okay. Oh, that sucks. Seriously, you can just buy good guns?
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
it's not exactly that way. Like you have to level your guy up to get to a specific level to buy like better weapons and stuff like that. So you have to play the game a lot to get there. So rubles, it's not pay to win. It's not pay to win.
I got an email that says Tree Fitty from a guy named Patrick. He says, make a Patreon. I want to give you Tree Fitty. And that's it.
So $3.50.
I think so.
Why don't you just
Appreciate
send
that.
him your PayPal address and be like, you could send
Yeah.
it right here. It's really easy.
It's not the same.
I know, you're right. It's not the same. Patreon takes a cut.
Yeah. I want to give Patreon some money, too.
Hey guys, what are you doing this summer?
I'm going to Hawaii.
There's a lot we don't know between now and this summer. So I am probably going to wait to see.
I'm getting my quarantine bod going.
Come on,
I've
guys.
been watching my diet. I've been lifting some weights. I'm going to book a flight to Hawaii and live it up on the beach.
Hopefully the quarantine will be up in about 6 weeks, is my guess.
Oh.
I hope. I really hope.
I'm going to guess it's going to be like until fall before things are kind of normal again.
Well, this summer's my bachelor party,
Oh!
so that's what I'm inviting you to.
Oh!
So you got to come to my bachelor party.
Okay.
Except for maybe
Yeah.
Criken doesn't want to because he doesn't want to leave the house. But
Well, I'll go if there's no drinking or swearing.
we can't promise that. I don't think.
Racial slurs you're okay with, but not
Yeah.
swearing?
You know me, guys.
Yeah, no, you're. No, you went to a sex dungeon for your birthday. How can you not?
I did.
You did?
That's actually why I'm not there. Ironically, it's been about long enough for the incubation period that if I have gotten the virus, it would have been from said sex dungeon. So I'm waiting to see for sure.
Yeah, and
before I show up.
I know this kind of thinking isn't necessarily the most constructive, but I don't think it had really hit in LA at that point. It seems to be spreading now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We don't.
Yeah, we don't
know.
Absolutely no.
Yeah, because the testing is bad and like the reported cases are artificially low. So yes, you're right. And Criken, you're doing the very responsible thing, and I respect that. I want to make sure you know that. I'm not, because I wanted to see my pal Bruce. I didn't want to just do it over the
Well,
internet.
Lawrence and I are going to see each other back to back at this point.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Tomorrow.
maybe you should just do without the weekly kiss when we all end the broadcast.
I don't.
I don't want to like tell you guys what to do. Just usually when we end, we have like a communal kiss.
We're
and then
not. We don't stop.
See you next
No,
week.
we do not stop traditions here at all.
No.
The tradition. That's what traditions are for, Criken. Is they're
You're right. I'm
there
sorry.
to make sure that we stay grounded.
Yep.
So we're gonna kiss. We're gonna kiss at the end of
I
this
just
podcast.
felt left out.
This is our culture,
Felt left out.
Criken. You can't ask us to
This
change
is
it.
our culture. This is our culture.
Okay.
This is like this is the same as all those people in Florida being on the beach. You want us to just stop?
Exactly.
Because we're not. Gonna.
It is weird because I when I first saw those like people on the beach, and I was like, why are they on the beach? I was thinking to myself, all right, well, it's outside, so I guess if they were all 6 feet apart from each other at the beach, it may have been okay.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, what about would the ocean carry that virus? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, again, we don't know anything because the CDC doesn't exist anymore. So, maybe. It was raining in LA for like the last week. Does that mean the sky is raining the virus?
Oh, I mean,
no.
So because of that, and also because people aren't on the roads anymore, the air quality in LA is outstanding right now.
It's way better, yeah.
I went outside a couple of days ago for like the first time in a year, and like the sun was shining. I was like, boy, it's a beautiful day today. Like the air was just so clean and clear, and like even driving here, I could see like all the way into the hills and stuff like that. The haze is gone. I mean, this isn't a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but it is surreal seeing just how like picturesque the city can be when there aren't cars clogging up every highway all the time.
It's like Christmas. Pretty much every day now, because Christmas in LA is like nobody's ever here. Everybody bails, and it's really beautiful outside.
Yeah.
That's how it is now. So, by the way, not to say that the people in Florida, they absolutely should be distancing themselves. I was just wondering. Those are just questions I had. I'm not saying they should all be at the beach. Like, I would never. I'm not saying, oh yeah, go ahead, go to the beach. Like no, I don't know. For me, like I know that because I like going outside. So when I go outside, because inevitably I'm gonna have to go outside at some point. I can't stream all the time. I'm gonna like when I walk by people. We're supposed to like keep our distance, right? Supposed to like walk away from them if you see somebody like on the other side.
I guess so.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like that's because I saw somebody like at the grocery store today when I walked by them, and both of us did this. We both like looked at each other and kind of like, and I was like, I don't know. I assume that we're not going to get it if I just walk by someone, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's I think is it fluids or is it spread by breath? I don't know.
I don't.
Well, it's liquid, like so. Yeah, like the moisture from sneezes, coughs, potentially breath. Liquids, and then it can remain on surfaces that have come in contact with those things. So if you like
that I know, yeah. It's like
so if you like
2 to 3 days,
and you like touch something, for 3 days, that thing is now contaminated with that, which sucks.
Yeah, it's I do know that the sneezing and coughing are the things that people have said that's the most contagious stuff there. So like you said. Correct. They sneeze and cough on something like their hand and then put it on a surface. It'll stay on the surface for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's we just got to make sure and not sneeze or cough in front of people.
Nope.
Or like maybe into the crux of your elbow there, or I don't know, that kind of thing. I'm no expert. I've been trying to read articles, and each article tells you something different.
Yeah, I think it's just staying away from people. Typical like flu transmission stuff. Don't cough on people. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of what you're putting your hands on and when you're doing it and what you put your now I just try to keep a running log in my head of what my hands have touched.
That's right.
And so like I got to wash my hands after I leave here. Not that Bruce is dirty, but
no, but you do.
Just trying to shut down as many points of transmission as possible. So.
Well, like because we've been getting food from like different just to go places.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that to support restaurants in LA because they're still open for delivery. But
that's what I've been doing. Also not because I don't know how to
also
cook.
Lazy. Yeah,
I'm learning. I actually ordered a food delivery service or preparation service, so I'm going to start learning how to cook because of the frickin' apocalypse. It's really great.
Good for you, Criken. Way to go.
Thank you.
Remember that anything you bring into your house, whether or not it's that food prep service or like we get takeout food. Take all that stuff and imagine that that's like its own thing. Like it's like basically like put it somewhere where it's not going to infect anything. Pull all your stuff out, pull the packaging off, throw it in that bag, wash your hands, eat your food, and then throw it away and wash your hands again. Because it's like that's the only way. If your house isn't infected with it already, then the only way you're going to get it is by bringing in something remote. So that's
True.
That's the way I've been thinking about it. Because like I try not to bring anything else into the house other than like groceries or food.
How do you pick boogs out your nose? You got some boogs up in your nose. How do you get them out?
I mean, you wash your hands, then you pick your nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
and then
that
you
works.
pick it again, and then you wash your hands again.
Then you wash your hands again. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Or you just blow your nose.
I can never blow hard enough.
I can't either.
They're always up in there. I gotta chisel them out.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But
Get some water.
Okay. Brief problem with that though. Wash your hands, dry them off, whatever. Your hands are gonna be cold. You're gonna be shoving cold fingers up in your nose.
Just use hot water.
It takes forever for it to warm up.
It does. You're right.
And I got a boog up there.
I mean, you're right. When you're right, Lawrence.
Yeah, that's the issue. My bathroom is like plumbing wise really far away from the water heater, so it takes a long time for like hot water to reach my bathroom, which means I'm always washing my hands with ice cold water, which I think is what makes my skin crack so much.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna say this on stream because this is an invention I've been sitting on for a very long time. It's not really an invention; it's just an idea. But this is like one of those ideas that could make me $1 billion. But I'm gonna say it on stream right now. Nobody take it.
Don't give it away, Bruce.
Nobody take it.
Well, hold on. Just say TM right now.
Okay, trademark TM.
There we go. Okay, now you got it.
Even though I haven't said the idea. The idea is, because to me, growing up in Los Angeles, there's a drought every 10 years. And the first thing that I think is, when you turn on the water when you're waiting for it to warm up, it wastes so much water. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It does.
So there has to be something that I can put in the pipes or even on my faucet that measures the temperature of the water before it comes out. And then once it's at a specific degree level, like 80 degrees or whatever, then it comes out of the faucet. And then that way no water is lost or used.
So where does the water go when it's warming up?
I'm not a genius, Lawrence.
Okay, fair.
This is only my idea.
That's fine. We're getting there.
This is only my idea.
So how about this? You get a hairdryer, plug it in.
Okay.
You start hitting that pipe under the sink. You just blast it with hot air.
All right, yeah.
And you leave it there for about 5 minutes. You walk away.
Okay.
That hairdryer's going. Maybe an hour. Just get it all toasty. That way when you turn on that water, it's going to come out right hot right away.
But then you've wasted all that energy.
I thought we were saving water here.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just, look.
All right, here's how we do it. All right.
Yeah.
You put a centrifuge turbine in your sink.
Got it.
So you turn on the water, it starts spinning the wheel, right?
That's right, yeah.
That generates power.
Okay.
Powers the hairdryer.
The hairdryer, which blows onto the pipe.
Heats the water up.
Sounds
and then you're still wasting a little bit of water, but not nearly as much.
I would say that you're basically your 2020's Billy Mays at this point. You're selling all this. You should be selling my product, Lawrence. How about this?
Okay.
That's my idea. I'll give it to somebody who actually knows how to make it. You're going to sell it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sell it.
I'm a great seller. I've been sponsored every week on this podcast.
People, that's not true.
Hustling like a mad dog out there.
People keep saying like they're called tankless water heaters.
Oh yeah.
But is there a thing that
it still has to get from there all the way to my bathroom, and it goes through cold pipes to do it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, is there a thing that heats up the water before it ever comes out? Because to me, I've always been like, wastewater just going down the drain and waiting for it to warm up. And that's what I've always wondered about.
Oh, it heats it in the bathroom? What? So, as part of this, Stephanie, oh boy. So Stephanie is typically a pretty anxious person, so she's been having a rough time. I've been doing everything I can to try to ease her mind. Part of that is buying and installing bidets. Which there have also been a run on bidets as much as there has been on toilet paper.
There have been, yeah.
And the ripple effects of that are really interesting. Just go, ha, in the pipes with your mouth. Gotcha. Ha, that's a good idea, Jeff. Anyway. So the kit that I got, one of the, like, you basically have to install like plumbing splitters onto the cold and hot water.
Yeah.
The hot water lines I have are bigger than the part that they gave me. So I went to Home Depot to try and find the right size part. And instantly the guy was like, that's for a bidet, right? No, we can't help you. Like, it was clear that he had been dealing with that already a ton.
Yeah.
So now I have to buy, like, adapters for both sides of this, like, hot water plant thing. Whatever. I eventually figured out what it was. I did a lot of reading on plumbing terminology because there's different kinds of pipes and male and female connectors for all of them. And then it also describes the coarsity of the threads and all this stuff. So I had to figure out the exact acronyms to plug into Home Depot to find the fucking part. Anyway, I think I did. We'll find out in a couple of days. But
is that because your bidet will blast hot water up your butt?
It can, yeah.
That's cool.
So you gotta, you split off some water from just what fills in the tank, and then you run some hot water from your sink. So you get a nice little toasty bum blast. Except, since my bathroom's all the way in the back, I'm only ever going to have icy cold, just fucking stalactites of ice shoved up my ass.
To be honest with you, I've gotten used to it. So, because I have this bidet here.
Do you just...
and I just know I know it's coming. And usually I think it's because my butt is so hot already.
Okay.
That even when the cold water hits it, it kind of doesn't matter.
Oh, that's true.
I've
Yeah, you got a
gotten used
little
to it.
blanket down there.
I've gotten used to it.
A little thicket.
And the bidet is really great. It's really great to use.
I'm excited. My game has been pooping in the morning. I'll poop. I'll wipe a little bit, just enough, and then I get in the shower right away. Or I poop, I wipe more, go to the gym, then get in the shower.
That's a good call.
That way, my peak soiled, my duration of being peak soiled as a human being is as low as possible.
Soiled.
Although I haven't been, man. What the hell's that? Oh, that poor man.
Oh, no, terrible.
Why is dude is like writhing on the ground? He's like, oh, I gotta take a photo. Reddit's gonna love this.
I mean, he was right.
God, I gotta get that Reddit gold.
He was totally right.
I'm getting to the point of my workouts now where my lifts are getting so heavy, it's just like a different kind of exhausting. Before it was like, I feel strong, but this is like, now it's just like, fuck! Yeah. And then just one rep and I'm like, shit! Just kind of...
That's good.
It's good, but it's a different phase to be in. Especially since, like, my back, man. I've been working my back pretty hard.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't want to get that golem posture.
Aren't you glad you just got your in-home gym now?
Yeah.
So now you don't have to go to the gym?
No, dude, it's scary how incidentally perfect everything is kind of lined up. And I hate to say that because this is awful for so many people.
I was going to say it is. We got really lucky.
Yeah.
We got super lucky.
We went self-employed. I got a gym set up in my garage.
Yeah, we got really lucky.
I switched to drinking more nutrient powder. So, I think I got my perfect shipment arrived 2 days ago. I got the Valve Index and a box of sci-fi nutrient powder.
Nice.
I thought that wasn't Criken for a second.
Well, where did you go? Hold on. He doesn't have his headphones on.
Where did you go? Pirates of the Caribbean 3 is actually a really good movie.
Where did you say you were going to get some water?
Hey, Criken, welcome back.
You're muted, by the way. You're muted. There you go.
Thank you, Lawrence. I have a big apartment. I had to go.
No, I've been in the apartment. I know where it is. The water's right outside the corner. It's right there.
You've probably been to one of my rooms.
Yeah, he has multiple floors.
I own the whole complex.
Yeah,
I had to go down some stairs.
Let's see that water receptacle, Criken. You got a big gamer-sized water jug there, a big mason jar. It looked like.
Well, yeah. So
because you don't want to get up, right? Oh wait, why is it only half full?
What were you doing?
I drank half it on the way.
On the way.
Again, it's
like 10 steps.
I mean,
It was a mile and a half. Yeah. I got thirsty.
Are you having a house party right now?
He's got to go and get on his Segway and buzz over to the other campus to get his water.
There's less than 10 people here, as per the law.
Are you having a party?
I said I couldn't make it because of social distancing. It's more that I have my social circle, you have your social circle. We shouldn't have them mixing because then there's a higher chance for cross-contamination.
Chat knows where you were. Chat knows where you were. You were pooping. We know you were pooping. Just say you were pooping. It's that easy. You have diarrhea. It's all right.
He's got diarrhea.
That's it.
Big diarrhea.
You got big diarrhea.
Big squirts.
No big deal. It's okay.
Rip and tear that asshole.
Admit it. Just admit it.
I am fascinated by the receptacles that streamers and gamers use to hold their water. Because typically I found, the older I get and the wiser I get, I just get more and more ridiculously sized receptacles. Yeah. So I don't have to get up. I can just, someday I'll just have a tube going around and popped into my mouth.
Like Criken's Pringle helmet.
Yeah. Or actually just better an IV.
Your Pringle helmet.
A Pringle helmet, yes. I actually went to go look for what it is. They asked for it back. I was really
They
had me ship it back, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
It was custom built for my head. Good luck snug a head to fit it as snug as mine.
Did you spray it down first, or did you just throw it in a box and send it back?
No.
Ooh.
In fact, I spit in it.
Oh, why would you do that? That's mean.
Because it's mine.
Pringle's in a nice company. Come on.
No, it's mine. They'll think of me whenever they're like, oh, it tastes a little off. I'm like, yeah, that's my spit.
Firebat would drink straight out of a Brita water filter jug.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
I put it in a normal sized pint glass because it gives me a chance to get up, go to the bathroom, and fill up the water.
That's a good point.
To walk around and move my muscles for a second.
That's very important.
Yeah, that counts as your exercise for the day.
That's right.
When you're streaming, every step counts.
Well, when Criken goes to get water, he has to go down the street, and it's like a 10-minute walk or whatever.
All the flights.
Whatever he just did.
I'm checking with all my the residents and all of my.
Hey, what's up, Tom? Hey, Jim.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey.
Oh, the water stopped working out. Forget about it.
What are you gonna do? Hey, Mosh!
Hey, what you gonna do?
Oh man. All right, well, I think we made it to the end of the podcast.
It's good to laugh again.
It's good to laugh again, guys.
Guys, Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing, Half-Life Alyx.
All of them in a row.
It's starting. I even started playing Exit the Dungeon last night.
Oh yeah, the Exit the Gungeon.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Doom. People are already streaming it, you said, right?
Yeah, they rolled back the streaming. I wanted to start it, but I have something else to work on. Sucks. Hopefully, so we've got Drunk Eternal tomorrow.
That's right.
2 p.m. Pacific, which is like 23 hours from now. So whatever time zone you're in, roll the hour back, add a day, and that's when we're starting.
Well, that made that way more complicated than it was.
I try to adapt for time zones. I try to make it easy for people.
Yeah.
If I can get some writing done, and we set up the stream, and the new couch gets delivered. I'm getting a new couch. Big news.
Well, there's a lot of ifs there.
Yeah. Then I'll stream Doom Eternal later tonight.
Oh, sweet.
I can't wait. I want to start on Nightmare because, man, Ultraviolence still kicked my ass. I thought I was good at that game.
So you're positive we're allowed to stream it, right?
Yeah. I mean, people are straight up doing
People are
it.
streaming it right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
I woke up to an email this morning from PR Basics saying, like, blah, 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 COVID, you can stream it now. And then I just kind of, like, I got a little sad because I had a lot of other work to do that wasn't streaming. So
yeah,
my life is so hard.
Criken, what are you going to play this weekend? Which game is Criken's game this weekend? Because you got Doom, Animal Crossing. What else?
I have never played Doom, so I really want to start. I don't know if I should start with Doom Eternal or if I should play the other one first.
I mean, like, you should play Doom Eternal this weekend if you're going to play any Doom because obviously it just came out.
Yeah.
But you can play the other Doom some other time. But if you're going to do that,
Okay.
or are you going to play Kenshi or whatever?
I do love Kenshi.
I know you do.
I've been on a big Kenshi binge.
I've been watching you play Kenshi,
Yeah. Me too.
It is. I mean, I could go on about that game for a long time. It is like some of the best immersion stories that I've ever had in a video game from that game. Last night's stream was incredible. So I'm resisting temptation to stream that again for the third day in a row tonight, but I might fall into that trap. But tomorrow, actually, you guys are doing Doom Eternal tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What?
I have a special thing planned that I will message you guys about.
Oh.
That if you do want to be a part of 2, I don't know when. If you're starting at 2, do you know how long it's going to go for? We can talk about this after stream.
Both-
I mean, we're not going to be
like,
very
the
functional
schedule
for the
now.
rest
We're
of the
gonna be
day.
wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be trash.
I don't know if you want us
that's
involved.
totally fine.
Oh, okay. Maybe you don't understand exactly how fucked up those things make us. You will. You'll understand.
Okay. Well, I'll message you about it. But we have an Animal Crossing related thing tomorrow that
Oh.
is going to be actually fantastic. And then I'll probably play Animal Crossing when it comes out on Friday.
Me too.
Me based on the thing we're doing tomorrow. So that's my stuff for this week.
That's great. Are you gonna play Animal Crossing too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to
Big
make sure.
time.
Want to make sure I can visit all your guys' islands and do the whole deal.
My island's going to be the prettiest. You hear that, Criken? Prettiest.
Speaking of which, hold on just a second.
Prettiest island, Criken.
We're talking about it. So
Oh, you got the...
go get it.
I saw the photo.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it.
Man, I'm going to have so many flowers and waterfalls and shit. You ain't going to have anything.
I
Here's that.
plan to turn my island into
Here's
as
that little guy.
accurate of a recreation of Kenshi as I can.
Wow, that's
It's gonna be a
pretty.
wasteland. Oh, that's cool looking.
And then this is the best part.
Although the camera makes it look like it's just both white.
Nice.
I love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Kind of a bummer that the back plates are still white.
It is kind of a bummer. I agree.
Yeah. I have a little cotton industry of dismantling and repairing Joy-Cons. If anybody wants those pastel Joy-Cons, I'm sure I can help you out. Just ship your Joy-Cons to me, and I'll ship them on back in a couple weeks.
How long is it going to take you?
I can do it nowadays. I can do it in like about an hour, I think, maybe a little less.
You should start a business.
Depends how drunk I am.
You should start a business. Anyways, okay, all right.
I fixed Connor's Joy-Con. Joy-Connor, more like.
I think he's bragging about it.
A little bit.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the podcast.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Talk to the Internet, sponsored by NordVPN.com/talk to internet.
Talk to internet.
We appreciate it. What What do you guys do? Are you streaming? Criken, are you streaming after this, or you wait until tonight?
No, I got some work until tonight. Yeah.
And then what about you?
Work.
Okay, I'm going to stream right after this.
I'm hoping I can. I'm hoping I can wrap up the work I need to do. I'm finishing a draft on a script that should be airing in April. When it comes out, I'll be able to tweet about it. But yeah, so there's that, and then we got some tech set up later tonight. But hopefully, if I knock out my first draft early, I can get on the internet and start killing demons.
I saw an email in my inbox. I think Lawrence, you're going to hate me, Lawrence. I think I'm going to stream Doom Eternal after this.
I figured that was going to happen.
Because I've got it installed. It's there, so I think I'm going to play the first couple hours.
Like,
and then,
man, I stayed up. I to sort of justify getting an early code. I was up until like 4 editing a review. I got to stand back my other thing.
The review's great and got a lot of views.
It got views, yeah.
Good
Maybe I'll get $10 from YouTube for that.
Well, maybe that's about right.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a good video.
Yeah, thank you.
Good video.
I forgot to scale my webcam properly. So my game capture was in 1080, which is what my Premiere sequence was at, and then OBS records at 1440. So my face is like all blown up because I forgot to right click and hit scale to frame size because it was late and I was tired.
Nobody knows any of those things. They just saw they liked your video. Criken, you should watch this video about Doom Eternal. It's good. It's really
okay.
It's really good.
I got top tips for all y'all.
All right.
You want to hear top tips? I got them.
What? Give us one top tip.
Blood Punch, the Cyber Mancubus.
I know what the blood punch is, and I still don't know what that. Okay,
it's actually a really good tip. You're gonna need to do that.
Okay. All right. Just stick around on my stream. I don't know if you guys are gonna raid anybody, but everybody in my stream, hang out. I'm gonna fire up Doom here in about a half an hour.
I'm jealous.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Criken. Bye, everyone.